I have been raring to review some new launches for this year, and I have one Tissot that's sure to grab your attention. Hey guys, welcome to Yacht Watch Club. I am Siddhant, and we are here to talk about watches, news, and trivia from the world of horology. So, if you are a watch lover, or you sell watches, or you have recently been bitten by the watch bug, this is where you should come to. As I can't really subside my excitement, let's start with some trivia. Well, Tissot was started in 1853 and is now largely owned by the Swatch Group, and it has catapulted them in the right direction. In my opinion, Tissot is a part of the holy trinity of affordable watches and is placed right beside Seiko and Citizen, so you can't take any of them lightly. Reflecting on the past couple of years did make me realize about the Tissot PRX, the T-Race, the PR516 and their NBA collab. And we have a new watch here which was initially launched in 1994, and we have it back as the Tissot Ballad. So what do you do when you run out of ideas? You reincarnate an icon from the past and play on the heritage associated with it. And there you have a new watch. Well, Tissot Ballad has 5 variants in 40mm size, including this green and blue in a silver setup. Then you have a blue with the rose gold setup, and eventually you have a black dial and a white dial, both in gold finish. For the ladies in the house, we have 4 variants, including this light green, an icy blue, a blue with rose gold, and a white dial with gold tones. And when I first saw this watch, for a moment, I really thought this is a date just for a monthly EMI of 33,000. Well, that's the price tag on this one. This green one is the lower priced variant for 33,000, and this gold one is the highest priced variant for just 42,000. So let's try to figure out what Tissot has been up to with this Ballad. A 40mm case, which seems to be the trend here, with a 47.5 lug to lug and a 9mm thickness that makes it similar to PR100 in dimensions. The dial here, of course, is very intriguing, both in black and the green. The Ballad is made in 316L stainless steel, the case back and the strap all wrapped up in it. The fluted bezel, a Jubilee bracelet and the case shape all scream of a Rolex Datejust. The sunray radial pattern inside the dial looks quite good, which also aligns with the grooves of the coinage bezel. The crystal that's used here by Tissot is the sapphire glass with an anti-reflective coating on the inside while making this decently scratch resistant. So the Ballad actually looks quite stunning from the sides with a conveniently placed crown at the usual position. Flip it around to have a look at the stainless steel case back, which is again quite boring, as you would find the usual inscriptions over brushed polish finish all over. What's inside is a quartz movement from ETA, which is the F06.115 caliber with heavy drive. While this one has a 3-jewel setup, heavy drive is what actually makes this watch counter hand unbalances. Simply put, it is an intelligent shock management system where the IC here instructs the motor to send a force to counterbalance the shock which may come when you drop a watch. Well, this force keeps the seconds hand in place during the impact and prevents it from jumping around. Numerically, what this translates into is a 200% increase in the handling of the unbalance by the seconds hand and a 20% increase in the minutes hand. The main advantage of this system is that you can actually use hands of various sizes and shapes that makes these watches more interesting. In this particular case, you can see the baton-shaped hands and markers which are taking the main stage, which look exactly like the same in the PRX, but these are slightly slimmer in profile. And then of course you have a date window at 3, which is nicely outlined in either silver or gold. The superluminova used here can be experienced under low lighting conditions. So what do you think about the lume here? The Ballad here has a practical water resistance of 100 meters. So you can take this out for adventurous stuff, right? Wrong, because this particular watch has a stainless steel Jubilee bracelet that is prone to scratches. All this makes this one weigh just 120 grams, while this has a super awesome fit on a mid to large size wrist. The profile on this one is a nice upgrade from the PR100, which actually looks quite unconvincing and too plain a watch, at least for my liking. So now you know what you are going to get for $400. A Rolex Datejust homage from a top tier watchmaker. If the Chinese do it, it's a copycat. But if the Swiss do it, we all clap. Now I'm sure you might be thinking of other watches that could make it to your collection. But which ones? Seiko has automatics firing up the battlefield with their 5 sports, the Redux automatic, the SNXS reissue, and the SRPG taking the front ranks. And reeling in next is the popular citizen Toyosa, which comes in 100 colors, and they have just recently launched a smaller dial. While this variety can also be found in the form of Orient Cano and Ray, which are like really good diving watches, and then you also have the Bambino if you really want to spice up your formal watch collection. Although Bulova has the Aerojet, but I really want to talk about their Snorkel series. Why is no one talking about it? Moving back to Tissot will either lead you to the PR100 or the PRX. And if this doesn't end here, Titan also has the recently launched Stellar Astra in a textured dial. Mr. Jones Watches is next up with their really cool, crazy designs, which are more modern than contemporary. And the last of the lot is this Bohas design in the form of Zeppelin Atlantic. If I may have missed what you'd call a worthy alternative, please do mention that in the comments below so it's out there for all of us to see. The year has just started and we are seeing some really cool launches from watch brands all over. Tissot's response was reintroducing a hit from the 90s with a hint of luxury. New designs are hard to make and it's tough to catch up to the micro brand culture. So how do you reinvent the wheel? It's simple, you don't. So just get inspired and the drawing board will do the trick. If you know, you know. Well, jokes apart, this is a fresh new upgrade in terms of design and is going to be picked up by a lot of us. And you know why. The specs are top notch and there is no leeway from Tissot in terms of quality. So I think it's safe to say it is going to sell. Having said that, would I buy this right away? Well, I need to buy the PRX, the Toyosa, the 5 Sports GMT, the Cano and so many other watches before I actually arrive at the palette. Well, that's just me. I think Tissot is definitely doing something right here, which is obviously going to transcend into the sales that they are going to see. So what are your thoughts on this brand new Tissot Ballet? Till you gather them, what are you wearing today?